Yo, Sabaro, Leon today. I'm about to do yet another Mario What If. This is What If Deku was Sub-Zero. So, let's get into it. So when we start off this What If, is with, Deku actually going to the quirk doctor. Once you would make it there, you get told that his quirk, after, testing, that his quirk is pretty much a mixture of his dad's and his mom's. And in this one, his dad's quirk is ice breathing. See, and it, and I'll say that Deku's mom quirk is a projectile quirk, so you can just throw blast, and you can understand how Sub-Zero, he can just be throwing ice and shit. So it makes sense. So Deku, he pretty much get told his quirk is pretty much to manipulate ice and even water to an extent. So he like, alright, that's cool. And Deku, he don't exactly look like Sub-Zero, but he definitely don't have pupils like how Sub-Zero does. And when he uses his quirk, ice is just all over him, and he's just that good. Like, he's gonna body you. Like, anybody, now that he pretty much is Sub-Zero, he's basically a god. He's basically a god. There's like nothing you can do. Like, anybody he would ever fight is a scrub. They're all scrubs. There's nothing they can do against him. But Deku, he like the next day he get back to school, and he tell Bakugo, because he think he is friend and stuff. So he tell Bakugo, and Bakugo think, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, but my quirk is better because I have an explosion quirk. He thinks his explosion quirk is stronger, but no, it's not gonna be stronger. This is not how we do this, See, if you've never been on this channel, we just kind of make Deku overpowered, then pretty much make him beat any of a rivaling character, then make him more overpowered. So pretty much he's gonna be overpowered. There's nothing that no one can really do. So when Bakugo, thinks that his quirk is better, Deku's like, believe what you want to believe. If you want to believe that your quirk is better than mine, believe if you want to believe. You can use your quirk, I'll use mine. I really don't care, because we all know the truth. But yeah, Deku and Bakugo, they kind of clouded up now, because they got no cool quirks. They're like the only people who actually have good quirks in the whole school, pretty much. So eventually, Bakugo, all that clout come to his head, which I'm saying. I mean, everybody wants to be famous, but clout is a dangerous drug, man. It really can kill you, man. Like, it can change a person, man. Clout's crazy. So yeah, Deku, he would notice that Bakugo, he's changing up. He's switching. He's switching. He's not about that life. He thought Bakugo was his friend, but you can tell that he's getting more arrogant over time. But he's not really calling him out on it. He's just keeping like a mental note. He's like, yeah, okay, I'll see what happens. And more over like the time that Bakugo has a quirk, he's just kind of fucking with Deku, but he's doing it in ways that you really can't really get mad. It's like he would bump into you, and like the next day he wouldn't really do the same thing, but he would do something that was annoying. But since you think that he's your friend, you probably think, oh yeah, it's probably in good nature. He's probably just walking by and did that by accident and not noticing. But nah. He's doing this on purpose. He's seeing his boundaries, seeing how how much he can pretty much fuck with Deku without him actually doing anything. And it's not, he's just gonna get to the point where it's gonna go up and up and up until it just full on becomes bullying. And that's kind of how it works. So pretty much he just been doing that. And Deku, by this time when he's in middle school, he would already understand that this man, he for some weird reason, he just don't like him. He was just switching up. He don't know why, but he's like, okay, buddy, sure. He's like, I don't know why, but sure. Like, what was the reason? But no, Bakugo, I'll say that he's in class, and Deku, he's running late, so he's just gonna walk up in class and he's gonna go to a seat, and Bakugo is gonna whisper to one of his goons to go trip Deku, and Deku, he gonna fall, or he's not gonna fall really, because he's Sub-Zero. he that's not it, bro. That's really not it. So pretty much he kind of do get tripped, but before he really actually begin to fall, he just kind of like shoot out ice to the floor. And since Deku is pretty much immune to his quirk, he has perfect balance on his ice. So he's like, okay, yeah, I caught my balance. So class just goes as per normal, and Bakugo, he think that, okay, by the end of the class, he's just gonna use the explosion quirk on Deku and dip, and see what would happen. And pretty much, he uses it, like time skip to the end of class, he uses it, and yeah, it don't go too well for him. He slipped on the water that used to be ice, so he slipped on that, and the explosion thing doesn't really work either, because she was already standing up and Deku was already moving, so he's just rushing himself to do it. So he kind of moved before he activated his quirk, so it kind of pushed him back forward. It just kind of pushed him back when he was already falling. And by the time he even got up, Deku been gone. Like, at this point, Deku know that he really just don't like him. He going after him. And yeah, Deku don't really care anymore, because, man, somebody's just gonna keep on doing that and it's not really working. Do you really have to care, though? If somebody's gonna try to attack you and it's not actually doing anything, it's just backfiring on themselves, do you really have to speak on it? Because Deku's not getting annoyed by it, because Deku gonna realize, Deku is gonna be like, if it don't stop, then it is what it is. He might have to shut it down if it gets too serious, but he knows Bakugo is smart enough to realize that it's not gonna work. Like, this has been years. If you're really gonna go and tag me, just actually, just actually fight. Don't just pull this dumb shit and be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw an explosion in your face, but run away. See if you get mad, test my boundaries. Or your boundaries, pretty much. So yeah, Deku, he's a fiend about that. And he's kind of spacing out. And he's pretty much walking through the tunnel. And this is where he get grabbed by the sludge villain. And as soon as he gets grabbed, he just yeet ice at the sludge villain, and yeah, he kind of just like hit his ankle to the brick wall. So the sludge villain is just not attached to him, and he's just kind of walking off, like he really don't care. All Might come around. He realized that the sludge villain is just literally and bound to ice, and Deku's just walking away, and Deku, he's just walking away, and I'm like, the fuck? So he pretty much said to Sludge Villain, and he go up to Deku and he asks, "Was that your quirk that you used on the Sludge Villain?" Deku, he said yes, and yeah, he's excited to meet All Might, I guess, but he don't got time for that, He don't got time for that. He gotta go to UA, and pretty much, All Might he realizes that Ice Quirk is kind of strong. So when Deku is explaining his quirk and how it doesn't really have a backlash physically to him, so Deku was like, "Yeah, my quirk, I have perfect balance on my ice. It really does not make me cold. I just live in that shit." And yeah, it just really does not do anything. I kind of just control it. And yeah, Deku, he's just like, it is what it is. Like he, unlike Scorpion, he's like, if he ever even caught Bakugo, like if he realized Bakugo was even trying, like as soon as he realized it, Scorpion would have got up from his chair and did the get over here combo, that 2-piece no sauce. He would have already got that. he would have already got that. Bakugo was about to be took to Neverrealm instantly, basically, bro. Like it would have been done instantly as soon as there was 4. It would have been done, like. But yeah, Sub-Zero, he's kind of calm. He doesn't act a certain way until that person has hostility towards them. And even with the hostility and the animosity that what's the name got for him, Bakugo, even with all that, it's not really working out for him. So does he really even have to act? Does he really even have to react to it? He can just go on with his day and not waste time. But he talking to All Might about that, and All Might still got like a couple of minutes left. So he just handed him an autograph, and Deku was like, "Oh yeah, thanks." And All Might jump off with the Sludge Villain. It don't get dropped, cause Deku didn't hold on to him. See, Deku he going home, and midway through him walking home, he see after he's walking home, he's just thinking about how he met All Might, and and how he kind of like flew away basically, and he thinking like flying would be cool, but you know what would be cooler? Teleportation. So Deku was like, I don't know if that would be possible with my quirk, but we gonna try anyway. And yeah, Deku, after a couple of tries, as he's walking home, he would get it down, but not perfectly, and it was still a work in progress. So he would get like a block away from his house with his teleportation. He was like, that's good enough. So yeah, he walked the rest of the way, and then he say hi to his mom, and he began his 10 months of training. And what happens in the 10 months of training is pretty much him just chilling, That's not a pun. It's not a pun. He's he's just using his quirk in different ways basically. And within a week of him pretty much training with his quirk, he would find out that he can make like weapons. and he's pretty much working on combos. Like he's like making an axe with ice, just fucking attacking them with it, and doing all types of shit that Sub-Zero be doing to you. And Mortal Kombat 11 that be making you rage when you're on two health, and you're just looking at this man. It's like, come on, man, don't do that, man. Don't do the fucking grab. But come on. But pretty much, he already has like a hero name and everything. Like he been fought of this. So yeah, he's been training, and eventually he's like, yeah, I should probably just get out my room and see if I can test all these wombo combos I made. So yeah, he's just looking up places where he can train, and he's not gonna go into a gym and just start using his quirk on the equipment. So yeah, he's just gonna he just goes to Degma Beach. So yeah, he kind of goes there and he sees the whole bunch of trash and he's like, yeah, this is kind of perfect. So he just kind of like get like he kind of like uses ice to do like an ice axe, and he doing the wombo combos. And while he's just training for a couple of hours, I say All Might would come by. He's just kind of waiting there. He's in a small Might form though. He's waiting there for he's getting there so he can call Mirio, cause he has not found anybody to be a successor. And before he's doing that, he's pretty much thinking about how that kid was pretty interesting. His quirk didn't really have a backlash, and it seems like he has perfect control over it. So he can just he can do this, right? He can become like my successor. But Deku would just be training. All Might, would realize, oh, that's the kid right there. So All Might would buff up, and he would pretty much walk up to him, and Deku, he's like, oh, what's up, All Might? And yeah, All Might would ask if he wants to get trained by him, and from then on, he would be getting trained by All Might. And 10 months later, that's pretty much how Deku pretty much get one for all. So he go to he on the day of the entrance exam, he just teleport there, and he cool, and he just walk through he come into class in the written test. He's smart, so he's just gonna do it. He's big brain, so he just go and walk out and do the test easy. And he's at the explanation in the auditorium, and he would already have a plan by everybody by the time that everybody else came in. Time skip to the point where they're outside to the gate. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really gonna be honest with you. We all know how Sub-Zero be making clones in Mortal Kombat. He makes clones. Like, he makes 21 clones. The gate opens, and, well, they're just all going around just fucking up these robots. And there's not much that anybody else can do. And, yeah, Deku's fast, he's strong, plus he has one for all. And, he's easily doing this. So, yeah, he's kind of, like, at the far right, and he's just like bodying these robots. Like he just got like 4 3-pointers in a row due to him just being a god. So he's just chilling, basically thinking that this is a lot easier than he thought it would be. So he just would realize he stacked up enough points. So he's just calming down and pretty much disposing the clones. And he'd realize that 0-pointer is knocking over some debris, and people are just running from it. And he would realize that Uraraka's over there getting stuck on it. And for like a second, they make contact, and yeah, pretty much. And Deku, he just like, damn, that's kind of tough. And he just teleport right over there, and he just teleports right on the back of the robot. And what he does is he's basically on the shoulders, and he would make like an ice sword, and he would just do a flip in the air, and yeah, just come down on it.
Hit it late with a bitch from the bayou. Make sure the pussy ball no Caillou. Hadouken your ass like I'm Ryu. I'll splash on your ass like an eye chapstick on my lip, and I'm looking like a bitch. I had a couple kids, but I threw them in a ditch. With the ice on my wrist, no a Deku. The whip when you take four spin every rap before 10. I've been fucking bitches in my minivan, and I've been flipping switches cause I know I can. And post my shit on Pinterest, cop a couple fans. And I hope that y'all listening cause I'm going ham. I've been doing coke, no cola, gotta get the fucking white. I hit her on my Motorola, shorty wanna fuck tonight.